Hello students, let's look at more examples of functions. So far we've looked at these ones. It's a few interesting functions. And basically, just to hammer the point home, I'd like to emphasize that a function can be used to any, like all this code that we've written in the previous classes or sessions. All this can be put inside a function, all of them. And then now it makes this code to be what we call reusable. So that's the word. So first is called reusability. You want to reuse, you don't want to rewrite the same code. You want to take this code that you wrote initially and reuse it in another way because you have new variables or new conditions. So that is the good thing about functions. They make your code reusable. So any code that you've written in the past, you can always put them inside a function because you just copy paste that code and just put it inside a function by tabbing in. Okay, so like if this could be easily in a function called just def my func. Okay, my func maybe does takes nothing, and then here and all this here we just do tab. Okay, sorry, from here up to here maybe we just from here we highlight, shift, press down shift, click at the end, and then tab. You see, all this now becomes a function. Just that way. So easy like that. Okay, so anything that we've written in the past can be a function, and that is the purpose of functions, to make your code reusable. You can call it anywhere. We'll talk about exporting later on, but for now just know that it can be used for reusability. Okay, so let's look at some few more examples to sort of drive the point home. So I call it function 2, and then so here we want to write our own print function. We've used our print, we want to call it my print. Okay, so def my print. Okay, it takes in a string, so okay, my str. Okay, so my print takes in my str, which is a string, and then prints it out. But for us, we want to put LKC before printing that. So you can say return print, okay, and you put LKC in brackets, LKC, before we print out whatever the person wanted to print, my str. Okay, so that function just prepends. There's something called just prepending, just adding something before that string, before printing. So if I call my print 20, if I wanted to print 20, okay, and I run that, you'll see that it will put LKC before 20, say LKC 20. So I can say my print hello world, and now it does same printing, but it put LKC before. So that's an example of another example of a function. So one other thing I want to talk about function is getting this habit of documenting what your function is doing, because it's all the functions in Python that are inbuilt, they have documentation. And how do you do that? You add just in the new line, just the first lines of the function, start 3, put 3 apostrophes, and then those block comments. So 3 and 3 at the end, and in between you write what the function does. So this is a custom example of print that prepends LKC in the output. Okay, so get in that habit of documenting your functions, because now if you're exporting it to someone else who is going to use it, they can easily get the documentation. Like, let me show you here what I mean by that. So if I go into Python, okay, and then here I I want to know the documentation of print. I'll just say print, then dash doc dash, okay, underscore I mean, and then you can see here that is the documentation of print does blah 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 blah. You can see all this, okay. If you wanted to know the documentation of input underscore doc underscore this. So this is what, if you were to go to the code where input was defined, this is what they put in here at the doc string. We call it a doc string, okay. Yes, that's all about functions. We'll see them more in action when you're building interesting things. And next we'll talk about modules and importing them before now we go into building interesting things. I hope to see you there. Thank you.